All right, we are putting Let's Get Hard into action here. Today's podcast is proudly brought to you by Raunchy. It's actually good.
It actually does taste good. Yeah. I actually like that beer. I'm not just saying it. I actually fucking like it. And Delby kind of liked it.
Yeah, look, I don't like beer, but I can drink it.
Yeah, and you like their other ones.
There's a heavy diesel one that's like 6.5%. That was more palatable for me. Even the Sir
Henry Stout.
It's like a Guinness, but it was smooth.
I loved it. I drink Guinness, and that was easier to drink than Guinness.
Yeah.
So,
and they've got what was it, like a pale ale, the chick one, Chicks Flicks or something.
Yeah, it was. It was like chicks,
chick something. That was
chicks with dicks.
Yeah,
it was chicks. Yeah, it was something chicksy.
Yeah,
something like
so
that.
some girls.
So we should know that for our sponsor.
Yeah. Well, it's brand new. So thanks to Ian and the crew there. They've been supporting us since the start of the year, basically.
Yeah.
So we appreciate all that. But speaking of raunchy, we are here with Liam Ellis, a male porn person. Porn person. Yeah.
Famously known as the guy who broke his cock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did we talk about, bro? We recapped a few things.
Yeah, recapped a bit of life, time in jail, time out of jail, relationship advice.
Yeah.
The OnlyFans stuff.
Yeah.
What's it like? Yeah, working with other people and pros and cons.
Towards the end of the episode, we do we discover a myth or a little trick of the trade.
Oh yeah. And Delby, you tell a dick story.
Oh yeah, I've got a snap dick story too. So I don't know if Liam could say let's get hard. That's what we say before
let's get hard.
Let's get hard, but with take it easy. Let's get hard. When we can, let's get hard.
Let's get hard.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast.
I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness.
That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-host,
Daniel Delby
and Cameron Brand.
I would do this and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
Sick. Sweet. So, we'll kick off. What time is it? It's 10 in the morning. We were just talking about strippers. So, back in the day, are you allowed to talk about? Do you want to talk about that?
Can do, yeah. If you want, yeah.
Saying you used to own a Skimpy's company.
Yeah, it was called Personal Secrets. Started it with a girlfriend at the time, who was a stripper. But yeah, like we were saying before, very hard market to break into, as you would know. Yeah. So yeah, that all kind of just was popular for a little bit, then kind of just went down and didn't really do much to with it.
Saying it's one of the only industries where the women have the power. Like they undercut and they don't need a man.
Yeah, they don't need no man.
As soon as you're out on the job, they hand out their
So was it like, because it must be it's a difficult industry to get involved, and like there's a lot of red tape, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was like I wanted to make it different. So like there was a lot of little companies out there with like a select few girls. I wanted to make it like easier for the buyer or the client to like find what they want. So kind of made the website like a bit of a porn site.
Yeah.
It was like categorized down the left side. Do you like blondes?
That's pretty smart, man.
Poker dealers. So you'd go on there, click blondes if you like blondes, get what you want, and everything would be on there. Yeah. Because there was no other site like it. So I was like,
that's pretty smart.
Yeah, because the other ones you had to like flick through each girl.
Yeah.
And then they didn't have like prices, what they did.
Yeah.
So I would put everything on there.
Yeah, that's so good.
That's entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
That's such an entrepreneurial.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking so smart, man. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Did you have like midgets and like
categories?
I tried to like fulfill every category.
Yeah.
We had a fattogram. We were trying to find a tranny.
Yeah.
That was keen to do it. Like, we had the male midget. I think his name's David.
Oh yeah.
I know. I know him.
Or Mini-Me's around now as well.
I hired David to walk around as Oompa Loompa.
Because we wanted to be that place.
Actually, sorry, I didn't hire him as Oompa Loompa. My mate hired him as Oompa Loompa. I hired him for a Bucks party.
Nice.
We wanted to be that place you could go to and find you know, like, because everyone jokes about, let's get him a training for his
Yeah.
You could never find one.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be that place, but I couldn't.
You just
find
had to
one
wait
either.
5 years, bro. They're hell popular now. 2023.
Maybe I should start it up again.
Yeah.
Bring the mic just a touch closer. So before we even kick off, like, dating a stripper, man, how do you deal with that, like, emotionally and mentally? Yeah, because is there any jealousy? Is it trust? Like, what?
Do you just detach yourself from that whole situation?
Yeah, I feel like that'd be tough because now the roles have reversed, but like way more reversed.
I feel like I used to be that jealous person.
Yeah.
Like, big time.
Yeah.
But now, I've done, like, I think I'm the opposite now. Like,
yeah.
And I don't know, I come from, like, every girlfriend I've ever had, I've always wanted to have threesome with, like, a mate. And so, like, it doesn't really bother me too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm cool with it. Like, go for it. Like, I don't mind people watching. Like, people watch me all the time now. So.
Yeah.
Because, well, I met you a long time ago through, were you with Kim at the time?
Yeah, would have been, yeah.
Like, we're like
21.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah. And since then, fuck, man, heaps has happened. So we'll start off with some interesting stuff. You went away for a little holiday.
Did, yep.
And
Holiday.
Put myself there.
Yeah. And what are some of the most hectic stories that you had from being in jail?
There's nothing really too hectic in there. Like, it's not like the movies, like America.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty, because once you're in there, your Hakea is like, they call it the concrete jungle. Because everyone's unsettled.
Yeah.
Everyone's straight off the street, coming down on drugs.
Yeah.
They don't know how long they're doing. They don't know when their court date is. They've got no money, no smokes. They're all just bouncing off the walls. But
and is that where everyone gets held before they go to Acacia or Acacia?
So once you've been sentenced, you then move through the prison system and go to, like, medium, minimum. And then everyone's settled.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows how long they've got.
Yeah.
Everyone just wants to get out.
Yeah.
Everyone's working because you can't really get a job in Hakea. It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do there. There's no gym.
Yeah. Fuck.
So it's like once you get...
It's going crazy.
Yeah, once you move along, then you're settled, you can get a job and get a routine happening.
Yeah.
So, and then once you get to those places, like, everyone wants to get parole. So everyone, there's always trouble. There's always fights, but it's not as crazy as you'd think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, going through that for the first time, what was your thought process like? Were you just trying to keep your head down? Did you have mates that were showing you what you had to do? Like, because I can't imagine.
Like a hierarchy almost style thing in there?
Yeah, I suppose, like, the first night in there, once you've been sentenced, like, because I didn't know how long I was getting till the day.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
So it's like, then I go to court, get sentenced for 4 years, 10 months, and then you land in Hakea and you're just like, fuck. 4 years of this shit. Like,
fuck,
and your mind is just thinking the worst things possible. Like,
does it change your mindset and go, fuck, I fucked up, I got to change? Or is it just like, this is just part of it, this is me? Or for you, obviously,
I
made
think
a change?
For me, jail was the best thing that could have ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Because before jail, I was just digging myself a hole. And I was either going to end up in jail or dead, maybe, because I was addicted to drugs. So for me, and I had a massive tax bill, like 156,000, I think it was.
Yeah, wow.
So I got
Do you have to work that off in the
So before I went
prison?
to prison, I claimed for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Because bankruptcy is only 3 years and 1 day now. So
So
for me, it was a blessing.
I'm going to go claim bankruptcy. Yeah.
So for me, I was going to be away for
3 years.
Possibly longer than that.
Yeah.
So I'd come out scot-free. So, like, and if I hadn't have gone to jail, I'd still be paying that debt today.
Yeah, right.
So for me, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. And so now, while I was in jail, I was slowly filling that hole up.
Yeah.
And then now that I'm out, I'm building a mountain.
Yeah, right. That's unreal. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So going back to your question, it does change your mindset. Like, you land in there and you're just like, fuck this. And you see people coming and going constantly and just like, because you're in there with all types of people.
Yeah.
Because is that the consistent mindset in there? Is that like everyone's like, fuck this, I should be with my kids, I should be with my wife,
feel like
or I should be
probably
with
not,
my family? Or do you think, is it
a
just
lot of people
like,
say it,
Yeah.
but they don't mean it. Like, people will be, doing everything to get out, but then they'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what
Habitual.
are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and some people like love the life. They run around bragging about, what they've done in there, and I think that's shit. Like,
So,
there's nothing to brag about. There's nothing good about it.
Because someone very close to me recently got out of prison, and her transition has been fucking outstanding. It was a bit rocky to begin with, but like, she's doing really well. And for her, like, I was of the ilk that prison, it doesn't solve anything. If anything, it's like that rotating door.
You
system.
have to want to fix it.
100%. But she was obviously lucky enough to go through a process where they send her to another prison where they go through all the mental stuff and break down why she went down that pathway. And I think she had to be pretty lucky to go to that prison. But that was a really good process. But even then, by the time she was ready to get out, I don't know if she was fully rehabilitated. Now she's fucking killing it. She's worked through her shit and understands her things that she's done wrong. But I guess having those systems in the prison system helps a lot. But is that something they provide for everyone, or was she just lucky?
They give you like the basic courses to like look at your offending and why you did it, and try and kind of get an understanding, or make you have an understanding as to why you did it. But then, there's not really much for people to like. That's why they get out and they just go straight back to the thing they know. Like, I honestly reckon they should have like a TAFE in there that gives you apprenticeships and jobs when you leave.
Some purpose.
Yeah, because
that's
a lot of people inside have got nothing.
Yeah.
And then when they come out, they've got nothing as well. So they just go straight back to what they know, doing crime, and then they're just straight back in there.
And that's been the issue we've seen with specifically drug crimes and drug culture. I think we've mentioned it before. I think it was Portugal. They did micro loans for the people who were in the prison system. So when they come out, they were able to start up their own small business. They have purpose. They feel like they've got drive, something to keep them out of the system and off the drugs and out of crime. Because, if you don't help them and don't give, I guess, them something to work with, because coming out of the system, I know they do get a little bit of help, but it's not what they've got like over in Portugal.
So there is this program, once you get to minimum, it's called PEP, so it's like Prison Employment Program.
Yeah.
But in order to get that, you already have to be a good prisoner to get to minimum to be eligible for that. So, I mean, you've got to really want it from the start when you go in.
Yeah.
And then you've got to basically find someone that's going to sponsor you.
Wow.
And then you're allowed to have a car at the prison and leave every day, drive in, drive out.
Yeah.
Which is a good program, but very rarely many people get it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is programs in place, but they do make it hard.
I feel like almost if you don't have a good support system outside of prison, then you're almost fucked, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's almost sort of probably...
It's just life as well.
Why you end up there sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, not all the time, but sometimes if you don't have the right people around you, you're going to do the wrong thing. So
I had a mate who was like accidentally put in the wrong wing, and so everyone knew each other except for him, and fuck, man, he reckons his first day was the scariest thing that ever happened to him. He's got like guys sitting on him with his nuts out and shit, and fucking... Then he heard the walls just going boom, boom.
Sounds like us yesterday, Delby.
Yeah. And they're like, well, yeah, fuck, up and joke filming. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Walls, you just hear the wall bang, bang, bang. Then he looked out, guys had his head caved in, just blood everywhere. And he's like, fuck, man, I'm here for, I think he had just under 3.
Yeah, right.
I was
So,
like,
I mean...
fuck, bro. Because I was doing nothing, like you said, 23 hours all locked in the one place together.
Yeah.
And just fuck.
I mean, if you keep to yourself, it's like anyway. If you go out in Northbridge and you're a dickhead, you're gonna find trouble will find you.
Yeah.
If you're looking for trouble, trouble will find you. It's the same in there. If you keep your head down, mind your own business, do your thing. Like no one has a reason.
Yeah.
To like, well, I mean, someone might, but
Yeah. So what was the story you were telling me about was it the guards or there was a lockdown or something? Oh, yeah, the fake prisoner.
Oh.
So we've got fake news. Did we do that as like a old segment? We used to do like any fake news or rumors you heard about yourself. This is a ripper for
a fake prisoner, like a...
Yeah, so in one of the prisons they had like a 4-out cell. So it was like 4 beds. It was a pretty big cell, and me and a few mates said, "Oh, can we go in there?" And they're like, "Nah, no chance. You just can't all have the one room." But we ended up getting it.
Yeah.
And then I got sent down the back, which is like isolation, 24 hours, like just down there for doing something. And then while I was down there, my mates that were in the cell were like, "Oh, we miss Liam." So they made a dummy up of me on the bed, like pants, shoes, boxing gloves as the hands, like beanie. But where my bed was, when you come around, when the guards at night do the count, like you can't see my face, but you can see my legs and arms. So what happened is they made this dummy, and then they've like throughout the night they're counting this extra person in the extra person in the prison. And they just fucked up the whole prison count, and they couldn't work out where it was coming from. And, so I'm sitting down the back in isolation, just like the wing was like locked down. They weren't allowed out their cell for like a few hours till like lunchtime, and then they all come down the back to the isolation as well, and they're all like, "Liam," I'm like, what are you doing down here? And they're like, we're down here because of you. I was like, what have you done? And they're like, no, we put this dummy in the bed. And like the prison was serious. They put him down there for good order of the prison. Because they were saying that it could have been potential fake escape.
Yeah.
Someone could have escaped and they're pretending to be there.
For sure. Yeah.
So any prisoners in the future, if you look at
that never made the news here.
So that'll. I mean, it was a joke, obviously,
Yeah.
but they took it pretty serious, and they weren't happy, and then they split us all up. We got kicked out of that room.
And how long have you been out now? A couple of years.
Yeah, I got out November 2019.
And did you notice what they're going through at the moment with the staffing cuts and not being enough staff per prisoner? Was that an issue back then, or was it all pretty chill?
Wasn't when I was there, but obviously I got out just before COVID hit.
Oh fuck, that would have been.
And I heard it was mayhem inside. Like people couldn't have visits. You know, like.
Yeah, well, that's what we experienced, like with our friend that was in there. Yeah, we couldn't. There was visitation stuff that you end up have to be vaccinated. And
I heard it was just people were going nuts.
Yeah. Then something I didn't even think about, isolation. How long were you in there for?
I was out there for 5 days.
How does that go with your head?
It was all right. It was kind of nice because like the prison's mad, right? The prison's a madhouse, so it was actually kind of nice to be away and just chill.
It's a privilege. Yeah. It's like guys are doing it just for a break.
Yeah. So I mean, because where we were, the wing was, I think there was about 60 people in each wing, and there's like 3 phones, so it's always a fight to get on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, there's always someone yelling and screaming and carrying on about something, so it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
You know.
And then the last story you told me is going to lead into our main point of today. So the boredom is that much that guys decide to what you called pearl their dick.
What?
Yeah,
it's called.
Was it called pearling?
I think it was called pearling or beading. So
pearling or hang on. Well, before you tell it, do you want to guess what that is, Branchy?
Pearling. I feel like it's old mate fucking. What's the bolt through your head?
Like a Prince Albert?
Prince Albert, yeah.
Okay, let's explain. We'll see.
Well, yeah. So I didn't know too much about this before either until I was inside. But one of the boys in our cell actually had a pearl in his penis, like under the skin, on top of the shaft.
Oh.
Yeah. So
to make it like it was almost like a
male clitoris?
Yeah. Like, well, they reckon it's meant to like stimulate pleasure for both partners.
Wow.
And anyway, so when we were all like, oh, give us a look, you know, like, what does it feel like?
Yeah.
And one of the boys was like, oh, I want one. You know, I want one in there. So I was like, well, what can we put in there? And I'm pretty sure,
like on the top,
what can we put
on the
in
top
there?
of the shaft.
It was basically like, what can we put in there? And I'm pretty sure what we tried to put in there was, you know, the old kettles with the balls that go up and down the sight glass?
Fuck.
Those sterile. At least it's sterile. It's been in a kettle and it's been boiled.
How do you get that out? Because you'd have to break the glass.
Yeah, so I don't know how it got out, but it was there.
Like a ball bearing.
Yeah, basically. So we're like, all right, we'll put this in. So one night we're all in there. I think it was about 8, 9 o'clock at night. Old mate's standing there, butt naked. We've got I think I was like holding one part of his dick like that, straight down. Old mate's like, one of the other boys just like sharpened up a toothbrush to like a shank. And it was like, it was that sharp. So like, we're holding it like there. He's got it like there and just went like pop. And like, I can still hear the pop sound. It made like this pop.
Which bit did it go through? Like the foreskin or the glans penis? The
like
top?
Say halfway.
Yeah.
So like, just like through
So
the
on
two
the
bits of skin.
shaft, like on the top bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And the funny thing is when this was all happening, so he's standing there naked, there's blood, there's tears, joy. The guards do checks, right, every couple of hours. So we're all standing there like, oh, mate's got the shank, oh, mate's bleeding. We see this torch come through the window and we're just like all froze like, you know, deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
And it was the guards doing their checks and we're all just standing there. One's got like, and then they just kept walking.
Dick in hand.
Oh my God.
They were just like, we don't want to part of this. And just kept going.
Who's in the bed? Is that Liam?
But, like we put a hole in it. And he just,
Jesus Christ, man, this guy is so game. Like, there's no way I'm ever letting my dick out around other prisoners, let alone with an Oral-B fucking sharpened toothbrush. It's got to shove a kettleball in it, man. Like, is he not thinking this could go horribly wrong and my dick could get infected.
No, everyone was laughing and thought it was pretty funny, but we didn't manage to get it in there. But we tried.
Yeah, story of my
So
sex
didn't
life.
even get it in the
Nah.
end. Oh, fuck.
That's probably for the best.
And we tried. But I think it was a bit painful and
Was he screaming? Or he was
No,
like,
he wasn't screaming, but he was trying.
oh, man.
Yeah.
It's just
fuck.
so not thought out, though, is it? Like,
No,
if
no.
it goes in and it
And then
heals
what, yeah.
and it gets infected, like,
Yeah, we didn't think that far.
oh, man, you could lose your dick. Fuck. Fuck, man.
Kind of I nearly did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, that goes into our next sort of story. You've made headlines around the world for snapping your dick.
Oh, you snapped your dick. Right in the
My
dick.
dick.
Right in the dick.
So,
Yeah,
how did you get into OnlyFans? You're a male you're basically a porn star now,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, you could say that. I mean,
It's a homemade porn star.
I
isn't
still
it?
don't really say that myself, but I have made videos with award-winning porn stars.
So you're the best supporting actor,
Yeah.
like the Oscar.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know anything about OnlyFans until I got out of jail, and it was like this thing, like people sell pictures and videos.
What is it? I don't know what it is.
You know what it is? Maybe
yeah.
you should subscribe.
Yeah.
So I come about it when I left prison. The chick I was seeing at the time had started an account but didn't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
But then her friends were doing it, making money.
Like strippers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is this? And I've always been into like filming porn with like partners and that. So I was like, oh, let's do it together. Like, let's just sell. And it blew up. Like we made, back then when it was COVID, there was nothing else to do anyway. So let's make money on this.
Yeah.
What kind of money were the girls making? And then I guess that's what my first question is, where
everyone-
it's natural. But people pay $5 a month, $10 a month, or per
Yeah.
video, or
Yeah, but like people ask for specific content, so you'll make that. And it ranges. I know people making, a couple of $100 a month to people making over $100,000 a month.
Yeah.
It all just depends on the following you have and who's watching you. I mean, if you've been on TV, you're going to get a big following.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so crazy
TV
that TV's still like.
Well, you mean TV as
Like
in...
Married at
Married
First
at First
Sight,
Sight.
The Bachelor.
Yeah.
You
Is
know,
that who yours was with? Married
yeah,
at First Sight?
so Hayley Vernon.
Yeah, right. I don't watch it, but I think I read an article.
I mean,
somewhere.
she's making over $1 million a year.
Wow.
Like, she's killing it.
So Married at First Sight was it almost a plan to go in there to get to OnlyFans, or was it a sub?
I don't
Like,
think
it
it
just
was.
happened?
I don't think it was ever her plan, but
Yeah.
I can't.
Is she a
speak
Perth
for-
chick or is she over there?
So she's from Gold Coast.
Yeah, right.
But then you've got like Jessica Power killing
Yeah.
it as well.
Yeah, she's Perth, hey?
Yep.
Yeah.
Even fucking different, obviously, Tash. Tash does it.
Oh, yeah,
And
Tash Peterson.
Tash Peterson, the vegan booty. She funds her whole... all
Vegan
the,
rights.
Yeah, all the fines and shit she has to pay. I think she was earning I think she said on the pod like 30, 40 grand a month or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's
So
like crazy
ridiculous.
amounts of money. Like,
What, so you're going to make sure you pay tax on this?
of course. Wait, I'm not making anything like that because obviously for a man it's hard. Like the following for a man is not as big as the following for a woman. Everyone wants to see the woman.
Yeah.
The only-
But then if a woman wants to do an OnlyFans with a guy, do you then come in to help with that?
Yeah, so basically, like, I think right now I'm the only guy in Perth that's available to make content with
Only
these girls.
OnlyFan.
Really?
Like, so there's no competition. And I mean, anyone can do it. I'm still a normal bloke.
Yeah.
I'm just like anyone else.
I'm really desperate.
Yeah.
No, I need fucking money. I'm gonna launch in even with this tiny little dick.
Got the
But
peg.
like, because I've been following like a couple of guys over east that do it and they kill it. They're making, 40, 50 grand a month.
Wow.
And I was like, fuck, there's no one in Perth doing this. Surely there's a market. But then Perth, not that big for OnlyFans. Like, every chick on the Gold Coast, I think, has an OnlyFans.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, you could go there and you'd just be swimming in it. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
there's limited people here in Perth that actually do it.
Probably because the girls are on the mines making enough.
Well, that's right. And then, like, the three girls that I've shot professional films with, like Hayley Vernon and all that, they've all flown over from over east.
Yeah,
right.
Because they go on tour.
Yeah.
Because obviously they've done everything in there.
So you'd have to be you'd have to have self-confidence, obviously. Because,
Oh, yeah, you gotta-
Because I've never even filmed like a sex tape with just a partner or anything like that. Like, I don't know what. Yeah.
Well,
I guess
suppose-
cameras are so common now; it's probably easy to do it. But like, taking that next leap to not just for like you and your partner or something like this is for
Yeah.
you and the world. That must be a big step.
But at the end of the day, like, I can't see who's watching it. I
Yeah.
don't-
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't. I
don't
can't
give
see
page, yeah?
who's watching it.
It's
Like,
detachment. Yeah.
I mean, I talk to the people that want to buy stuff on my OnlyFans and like, but I don't actually physically know who they are.
Yeah.
And I never really look into it either. I just kind of do it. Like, and like you said, like you got to be confident. I'm confident as hell, and I don't care like who's watching or who says anything. Like, I'm just doing.
And what
me.
about like family? I guess that's the second part is the ego and the family. How do you deal with that side of things? Like,
Dad loves it.
He's my number one subscriber.
go get him, son.
Mum, I really haven't had the conversation. Like, she knows. Like,
Yeah.
But mum's like probably my biggest support. Like, she will support me through anything. Like, you know, she's always there for me 100%. Like, even if I'm in the wrong, she'll be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's, you know, she wouldn't have anything bad to say about it.
Yeah.
No. Which obviously she saw the news. Just laughed, and, you know.
Because there is a stigma, obviously, around it, but porn's everywhere. Everyone watches porn. Everyone watches it, like they do that. Like paying for something that's a bit more specific is probably better than just watching.
The thing that gets me is
randoms,
what, like, I still don't understand why people pay for it.
Yeah.
But like when you can go online and get thousands of videos for free.
I feel like there's something voyeuristic or almost naughty if it's someone you know.
Yeah, and it's
Or
the
there's
interaction.
some interaction. There's some personal interaction.
Because when I did it with my ex, she didn't want to do all the messaging to like the guys and all the sex talking. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I was
like, hey, big boy.
Yeah. I was pretending to be her. Yeah. And all these people don't like.
You've just shattered so many people.
It's so funny. If you're listening to this, jump on the YouTube and have a look at what Liam looks like, right? They think that he's this hot, stunner, blonde. Like, yeah, you're so big. Tell me what you want. And it's you typing to him.
Yeah.
That's so funny, bro.
It's a classic.
Yeah, so I mean,
But you know how guys think as well.
Well, that's right. So I know what I'd want to hear.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
But then I've just like recently found out too, like the big OnlyFans stars actually have companies that just do it all for them. Like all their marketing, all their messaging, and they just make it bank. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I started watching.
Well, Andrew Tate was like basically one of those, hey?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He was into like webcams.
Yeah,
wasn't
he was like managing, like it's the same sort of thing. Because Bobby Lee talks about it on Bad Friends podcast. He's like, I was talking to all the girls, and he goes, I only realized after paying all this money that I'm just talking to people that work for him.
Yeah.
He was so devastated. He's like a massive celebrity, massive comedian.
So there must have been, like, have you seen the documentary on Pornhub that's just come out?
I haven't, no.
So I started watching it. I haven't watched the whole thing, but it's interesting, but it demonizes it quite a lot, and I haven't finished it, so I don't know where they go with it because they've got lots of porn stars.
You
on
haven't
there.
finished it because you came already.
No. I started falling asleep, to be honest, and it wasn't because it was boring. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
But
I always fall asleep after I come as well.
Well, it got to the point, and this was the part that it was like it started like not turning me off, but like making me feel sick. Was the underage stuff.
Oh yeah,
and it's become a big thing within the Pornhub itself, not OnlyFans, but Pornhub industry, and it started basically a movement for like get rid of porn off the internet, and because they're saying that all of this is aiding child trafficking and child sex slavery and stuff.
I could imagine that it comes with all that kind of stuff, but I mean.
I bet you didn't think you were going to get that question.
Well, like, cause
I need to watch it.
Thanks, Franchi.
Well, because the porn industry is now becoming. It was like everyone understands it. They all watch it.
Yeah.
And I watch it all the time. Yeah. I'm never going to not watch it. I like porn, but it's starting to get demonized by this sort of almost like this woke side of things where they're just trying to say no one should be watching it. They're trying to take down the websites and stuff like that. So
if anything, it's probably going to bring more people to the website.
That's where I was going with this is like, does that then mean like if they're going to start limiting the amounts of porn that can go on the website? I know they're regulating it now. You have to be a member of Pornhub to upload, and so they can track to see if you are uploading underage stuff. And
a trailer video on there because I didn't want to post my full videos on there because then it's for free. Then I wouldn't be making any money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I thought, well, I could post like short 1 minute trailer videos and try and lead people.
Fuck, that's my full movie.
And like you have to fill out consent forms. You have to have consent from the other person in the video.
Yeah.
You have to present ID and stuff like that.
And same with OnlyFans. Like you have to be ID, face reckoning picture, like, you know, prove you are who you are. And if you're not, they'll cancel you. And like the same thing now with OnlyFans is getting really strict. Like if I put a video up or a picture with someone else in it, even if it's an arm, they won't release it until I tag who that other person is.
I think that's brilliant.
So
Well, I think that's what this movement has forced the hand of, and it's slowly. It is. I think the regulation is good because then you could put up a video where it's your video, and then someone can just re-release it themselves.
that's it. Like I've heard people say, "I saw this video." I'm like, "Well, how did you see it?" You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
well, subscribe to my and
Yeah.
they're not. You know, someone's just stole it off there and showing it around, which I don't care. But I think like, you know, revenge porn's a big thing as well.
Yeah.
That was a
You know,
big
like
movement in that.
Yeah,
one, I
they're
think.
trying to stop that. So like, you know, if you've made a video with your ex and then you've released it online, well then, you know,
I think
you can
that's
get in big trouble
so
for that.
low by anybody to do that.
I actually think
mean,
I seen someone in the news recently just get done for that who was on like Geordie Shore or something, or
yeah, right. Yeah,
One
I
of
didn't
those
see.
shows?
I've seen there's been
and he actually got sentenced to jail.
Yeah. Was that
And this is why
Yeah, I
they've
think I
started the
saw that.
regulation,
I saw
because
that.
if people do stuff like that, when
Yeah.
they release footage illegally, and also if it's underage or if it's fucking bestiality or whatever the fuck it is, they can at least trace it back.
you know
to
what's
the
crazy now
source.
these days is that deep fake technology is that good
Oh yeah,
that you could create anything with anybody's face on it.
yeah.
Like that's what it's been tripping me out a bit is that with the deep fake technology, even if I was in a porno, I could just go, oh no, someone deep faked it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not
Oh,
me,
yeah.
that's a deep fake video.
Well, if you know what
Well,
you're
it's not
doing,
deep
yeah.
fake, it'd be like a shallow fake.
Well, they might be able to make it bigger.
AI, fuck yeah.
But so, do you film all your own stuff?
Yeah,
or do
this
you
is
have
a great question. We were talking about this before
Yeah,
the
so,
pod, so this will blow your mind.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think for
obviously
me.
when I started, it was just, you know, your videos of yourself with your missus, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then when you're trying to make a video with someone for OnlyFans and someone's not filming it, it's very hard because like, you've got to get a ring light out and you've got to, you constantly...
And ring light is like a light shaped like a ring, not just...
Your mic's off.
Yeah, not just for your ring, hey. Like it's
Yeah,
a ring
well,
light
it
because the
makes
shape
it
of the... Yeah.
So, it's very hard to film a sex scene when you're going to do it on your own.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
I mean, you've only got two hands, right?
Yeah, and I
So-
when I watch porn when it's filmed by myself, I'm like, fuck, get the better angle, cunt.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So I mean, I hate using ring lights. I hate using the phone because I can't get into the sex.
Yeah.
Like I'm constantly worried about, is it in the right angle? Is it looking good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, it kind of throws off the whole dynamic of trying to shoot the porn in the begin with.
Is that a case anyway? Like, would you be like opening up your angle a little bit to try and show everything to the camera, even if someone's filming?
Well-
Like, does that change the pleasure of it as well?
Nah, so when I've got someone professional there filming it,
Yeah.
I can just get into it and we can just like roll
Yeah.
and play because we don't have to stop.
Yeah.
We don't have to stop and start. And he can just walk around the room, get his shots. Sometimes he might go, oh, can you do that again? Like, because I've got something in the camera or, but the last one I did, the professional one on Australia Day was really good. It was just one take, 18 minutes, start to finish. Like,
Yeah, sick.
that was like, that's what you want.
And so,
Yeah.
like with that, I'm interested because
Because you're a filmmaker.
yeah, the prep. Well, no, I'm also the prep side of things. Like for you and the girl, do you like get to know each other quickly before? If you don't know each other, make sure like, or do you you're there for business?
Yeah,
or
is there safe words?
Like, is there pleasure? Is like, do you,
Yeah, I mean,
you have to enjoy
obviously,
it.
obviously, we always like. I'll get contacted by someone and say, "Hey, I'm coming over. Are you free?" And be like, "Yeah, no worries." And like, "Well, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to role play something, or do you just want to wing it?" So there's always that talk, and yeah, of course, do's and don'ts. What's acceptable, what's not.
Yeah,
What's some stuff that is a common don't?
Some chicks like will be like, you know, because a lot of the girls are escorts, right? So they don't want handprints on them.
Yep.
Or like marks because they've got to work after or the next day, so they don't want to be bruised or
Yep.
you know. And then a lot of the girls are like, "Don't pull my hair, like don't spit in my mouth,
Yeah.
don't do this, don't do that." Which
Anal.
is like
anal must be a thing that
I actually haven't filmed an anal scene yet, so
Oh, the night is young or the year is young?
so yeah, I mean there is like I said, a lot of them are working girls and don't want marks on them, so they have to be
Yeah.
yeah.
Because choking's huge now. So-
Everyone loves to be choked.
Yeah. But are they like just choke but don't bruise?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
basically,
right.
yeah.
Okay. Do you have safe words and stuff or don't
No, I've
really need it?
never really used a safe word. No,
Yeah.
I think everyone's pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And so you rock up. So like a typical shoot will be like you message, you figure out what you want to do. Like, do you do a script for a storyline if it's like
So,
a pizza
the
boat?
last one I did with Christine McQueen, I just rocked up. I was booked at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
on
right.
Australia Day.
Yeah,
And I was
right.
just like,
What a
this
good
is-
way to start the day. That's fucking.
I was like, I wasn't too happy about the time, but
Yeah.
she was only here for 2 days, and like,
Yeah.
and it was Australia, so I was like, I can't do it later. I'm going out. So
Yeah.
that was the time. And I was like, oh, this is going to be hard. First thing in the morning, I need a coffee.
yeah.
Like, try and get into it. But I mean, it was probably like one of the best shoots I've done. And yeah, like I'd never met her before.
And what makes that the best shoot? Is it do you actually connect and you guys actually just have good sex, or is it like you've performed well?
Yeah, she's a nice lady. She's a cool chick. She's easy to work with. Like, and she wants to work with me again soon once I'm healed.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. So
But yeah, like the whole thing, it just went well. Like it was one take. There was no stop starting.
Yeah.
It was just like we just got there, got the job done, and then I left.
Yeah. And is we were talking before, you're like, some of the difficulties is, you said that's a good one because from start to finish is 18 minutes. Some of the difficulties is like you might be fucking and you have to stop, get hard again, or like
Yeah,
reframe.
yeah,
like
to
that
get
would be so
certain
tough
scenes.
doing
I've done-
stop, start.
I've done videos where we've had to like, stop, start. All right, let's do that position again. We'll like go back to that, and then we'll roll into that. Like, and
Yeah.
So you
it's-
get the transition scenes and
Yeah,
stuff. As a
so-
filmmaker, I can appreciate that.
but it is hard, like, because obviously if you've been at it for a while,
Yeah.
or if you've already, because like I said to you before, I'm still a normal bloke. I'm no superstar.
Yeah.
I might last 60 seconds. I might last 10 minutes.
What
Yeah.
happens if you come in 60 seconds? Do you have to
Well,
just
you
wait
just
and go
like-
back
like-
up?
Come in 60 seconds.
So like you'll
That's a
do
good movie.
if I feel like I'm getting close,
Yeah.
I might say, all right, we're gonna have to do the end scene
Yeah.
here,
Oh yeah.
and then we'll come back.
Ah.
Yeah.
So like you do the end scene, then wait a little bit, or you just whatever and just fuck with like a 3/4 or a half.
No, like we'll wait a bit. Like depending on the girl and if the timeline, like because obviously a lot of them are booked for like certain maybe 2-hour period.
Yeah, right.
If they've got other people to work with, or
Yeah.
So but yeah, if I've got like the chick, I'm just free all night. Then we'll wait a little bit, and then
Yeah,
obviously I've got to pay the videographer as well to be there as well.
Yeah.
But I did one, but I was really into it.
I think
So I
I
was,
found a new avenue of work. Delby.
Yeah.
the chick that I did a few takes with, I was really into her. So I was like, I had no problem.
yeah.
And then even offset, we were doing things like
That's amazing.
Really?
off camera, just so it was like because we just bonded and we're like, good,
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
So some are business and some are business and pleasure.
yeah.
That's crazy. Hey,
Mm.
I love that.
Yeah, but you'd obviously come across what people that
He's come across a few girls.
you'd obviously come across people that you don't like and you don't vibe with and stuff, or is it not? Has that not happened yet?
I wouldn't say that because I mean I'm pretty easy. I get along with everyone.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been anyone that I haven't liked or haven't gotten into because I'll always get into it.
Or
Yeah.
attractive?
Yeah, I mean, I'm attracted to so many different girls. Though.
Yeah.
Like,
But like,
You can categorize them. Blonde,
so
brunette.
you talk. I mean, and you talk before about like different categories, and I guess there's always different categories of porn and OnlyFans and stuff as well. So do you venture into those ones with like you go like fat porn, where you go like I guess you wouldn't do tranny porn or
I've
like
been
anything like that,
approached
or-
by heaps of trannies to do porn, and I did say yes once, but I was like I pulled out on the last minute.
Oh, in the video or?
Because
Yeah.
I was like, this is taking the next step.
next
Like,
step, yeah.
like I've done it before. I've fucked the tranny before. Everyone knows about it. It's no secret.
Yeah, right.
But
I did not know that.
putting it on camera for the world to see is a complete different ball game.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like then maybe family might not be so happy. And
Yeah.
I feel like this is the perfect job. You're so open, bro. You're so like open and willing and accepting. It's
You sort of have to be though, don't you? I think like you couldn't be in this and be ashamed of it.
No,
You'd have
like-
to own it, like like a lifestyle. There's that. Do you watch? There's a podcast that I've come across called Plug Talk. Have you seen that?
I do watch Pillow Talk.
Oh, well, there's Plug Talk, which is the same. It's just porn
Yeah.
stars getting together. They have it do like an hour podcast, and then they fuck and film after. And
Oh,
that's
wow.
not part of the podcast, but then you can go onto whatever the network
Oh,
is
no
and
wonder you
watch
come
it.
across it.
But
What's pillow talk? Is that like
Basically the same thing with
Yeah.
like porn stars and
okay?
yeah, but like it being open about it must be that's.
Oh, you have to be.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You couldn't hide it.
What do you find is the most requested stuff?
What, for like just videos or?
Yeah.
I think everyone just loves...
Because you would do like photos as well, hey? If it's OnlyFans, if people request photos and videos or no?
I mean, the girls get more of the requests than what I do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of foot lovers out there. I'm a foot lover. You know, like, so a lot of people want to see feet content. Blowjob's a big one. Like, everyone just, especially, like...
I love blowjobs, man. They're best.
Yeah.
They're probably the main.
Yeah.
But then we had one, this is going back when I was with my ex and we were doing it through COVID. We had this one kid from America.
One kid or one adult from America?
Well, he was like, I think he was young because he sent a picture of himself and he would have been in his early 20s. Must have stolen his dad's credit card or something. Yeah. But anyway, he wanted to just be humiliated for 2 minutes. Yeah. And he paid $1,000 US.
Wow.
For my partner at the time to just absolutely humiliate him on the camera. And she was just on the phone like, you know, just feeding it to him, and he was getting off on it.
That's
he paid $1,000.
So this is like when we had Mistress Sienna on. Like sometimes they just want to be treated like shit.
Yeah,
which is
that's called a relationship usually.
That's a good one.
I mean, it doesn't at all appeal to me in any way, but it is like I did have these thoughts recently when it came to like the porn I was watching. I was like, this is just, I'm bored. Like you can see how it could
steps up.
You could go, right, I need to change something up. Like I need to like do the all those little ads that you see, sign up to our Real Sex Friends or all that stuff. You can see how people can progress to the next one especially if they're lonely.
Yeah.
Like really lonely.
And if you're getting used to something, it's like, how can we go?
Normalizes it.
Up?
Yeah.
What about like the pressure to, well, A, the pressure to perform, and B, like you're in fucking wicked shape. Is that part of something that you have to do as well? Like you got to be shredded, got to fucking go to the gym.
Like I said, I reckon anyone can do it.
Yeah.
As long as you're confident and, you know, you're not scared of people watching, then anyone can do it. Like,
was that difficult the first time, just having someone watch that wasn't like part of it? Like that's a bit of a strange sense. I don't mind.
As in the videographer in the room.
Yeah. Because I don't really care who's in the room.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, it's better.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's kind of a turn on anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, for me, it's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, I've always been into like group things and like orgies or threesomes. And so I've always liked the idea of someone else being there as well and getting involved in that. But just having someone film it allows me to then focus on what I'm doing. Yeah. I don't have to worry about anything. I can just focus on the job.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got to take care of them as well, make them feel comfortable. And if you're worried about everything else, like it's going to affect the end result as well, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
The videographer we talking about?
Oh, no, the
girl.
The girl, yeah. So, I mean...
Because how much intimacy comes into what you've got? Because I know that... Well, actually, I don't know fuck all about girls, but from all the research I've done, is that being intimate helps girls
relax.
Yeah, and orgasm and be more into it rather than just getting fucking plugged.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, some chicks that I've worked with have got partners as well.
Oh, how's that go?
So
is that weird for you?
No, well, like it's not for me.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't bother me one bit.
Yeah,
but, for them, like they're the same. Like, you can't do this, can't do that. And then like. Yeah, I suppose intimacy is a big, when I broke my penis, I wasn't allowed to kiss the cheek.
We can go, oh, wow. Yeah. No wonder your dick snapped.
Yeah, so like that was one of the rules, that I wasn't allowed to kiss her.
That's so strange.
So she had a rule that like, I have a partner.
No, the partner was there.
Oh, and it
was his rule.
His rule. You can do what you want, just can't kiss.
It's so strange. Fuck. Because that's more intimate than fucking just plug in.
I probably agree.
It's weird, isn't it?
I actually probably think holding hands is more intimate. Like, I wouldn't fucking hold hands with. But
I always said a blowjob was because you got to put effort into a blowjob.
Yeah. Let's go down this broken dick path.
Yeah. Do you want me to show you the photo before we start?
Yeah.
Oh, did I send you some?
You sent me one. Yeah, I'll
So
start talking. I'll show Branchy.
Yeah. So
are we going to put this on the screen? You reckon? No.
I don't care if you put it on. You can put it on.
I don't think we can because it'll be taken down. But
will it be?
Yeah, it'll be taken down off every platform. Holy shit, bro! Oh fuck.
It went black.
It went black.
Yeah.
The one time you don't want a black dick
Oh my
is
God.
when it's snapped and full of blood.
Oh,
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We can put it on Patreon.
yeah, potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the
story?
What's the story there? Because like, how do you, I'm assuming because there's no bones in your dick.
yeah. So your penis is a blood vessel, right? So it was basically I tore the coverings around these the tubes that run up each side, which caused it to fill up with blood, and like obviously swelling and bruise, and they actually suffered a hematoma down there.
Wow.
So was this like? Was this an instant realization of like, holy fuck, something's gone wrong, or was this just like at the end you're like, well, this is a bit sore?
Yeah. I knew straight away something was wrong because it like just swelled up straight away. But I was like, oh, what? That's weird. Like I never,
during the scene.
during the scene.
Did you hit that pubic bone and it snapped? Or
So
how
like
did it-
I was in doggy position and I wasn't.
She
even
was
really-
behind me.
I
No.
wasn't, I wasn't even going that hard, and like, yeah, it just happened, and it must have just been the right amount of weight,
Just
right
missed?
amount of. Must have like
I
'cause it
just
slipped
What,
out.
into her ass or
Yeah,
into the
it's like-
bone?
it's like bent and tore. Oh, and they reckon the most common position for this to actually happen is when the chick's on top and she's bouncing and it slips out. We've all been there.
Oh
right?
yeah.
yeah.
Oh
So
fuck!
that is the most common position.
I'm feeling weird right now.
It's happened
Liam-
recently.
Oh, that's really
Liam lived it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So that's what
Okay,
the
wait.
doctor. That's what the doctor said. They said, "Was she on top?" And I said, "Nah." I said,
Yeah.
"I was in doggy," and they're like, "Oh, that's like normally it's when she's like sat down."
Yeah,
on
because
it.
her momentum of
Yeah.
and you got no control.
So like it happened, and then like it swelled up on the left. That's where the tear was, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." Like, I haven't had that happen before. So then I was like, "Oh, she'll be right." I was like,
That's weird. I
She'll
haven't
be
had
right.
that happen
Like,
before.
So like instantly lost my erection because I was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah.
And then but I was like, "Oh, she'll be right." Got it back up, and I was like, continued,
Oh my god.
right?
This is like a footy player
Which
playing through a
I-
grand final.
Which I reckon I probably shouldn't have done because when I went to the hospital, it actually had 2 tears.
Oh my
So I don't know whether me continuing to use it caused it to damage more.
So where did it tear? Like halfway up, down
Yeah,
the
like
base,
kind of like
or-
halfway up and then kind of around underneath.
Right. And the tear is so the 2 tubes that run through allow blood to go in to get your erection. Is that what it is? And they've
So they're torn the covering of those tubes. So
Yeah.
the tubes were fine, but I've torn the
And
covering.
what's in the tubes? Is that what allows?
I don't know if they're like ligaments or tendons or
right. Okay.
But yeah, I haven't done too
And
much
blood
research.
seepage.
Yeah, not a
Yeah.
dig
Yeah.
expert.
But like, anyway, like so, you know, it's just started bruising, and then it just slowly was getting blacker and blacker, and then like within like an hour, it was just black, and I was like, this can't be good. So I like started googling things.
yeah.
Good old
Dr. Google.
And then I
It's
found
like
this.
once you go black, you never go back. Fuck.
I found this picture, and it looked exactly like my dick, and I was just like, holy shit! And it's like, get to emergency right now. You need surgery. So Uber straight to Joondalup. Showed them that picture. I said, my dick looks like this. They're like, all right, come through.
What time was it?
I got there at 6 a.m.
Wow.
I had to wait for the urologist to come at 8.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So then he's come.
He's
gives us a
taking the
look.
piss.
He came and had a look. He goes, yep. Go for an ultrasound. He's like, yeah, you've tore it in 2 places. We'll need to do surgery today.
Oh my
And I was just
god.
like, sweet.
You're like, I know a bloke in jail. He can do it. He's got an oral, but he's got his toothbrush.
And then he was like, you're not circumcised. We'll have to circumcise you as well because they cut under your head and then
frenulum.
pull your skin all the way back to get to the tear to fix it. So then they've got to stitch you back up there. And I was like, sweet, always wanted a circumcision anyway.
Yeah, nice.
Does that
And
change?
I got it for free.
Does that change the whole like people who want to watch your porn as well? Because some
Surely
people
not.
would prefer like circumcised over.
I've always thought circumcised look better
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're healthier as well. So I've always actually been intrigued to getting one.
Yeah.
So then when they said, they had to give it to me, I was like, fuck, bonus.
Yeah, free one.
Yeah,
Didn't even have to pay for
Happy
it.
days, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm still in the healing. I've got an appointment next Tuesday to see the urologist again because I may or might not need a second surgery.
Yeah. So, can you claim workers' compensation on this?
Well,
Because
I
you're
wish-
at work.
I know, but
But who would pay the compensation? Him.
Yeah.
He's his employer.
I did see that Kieran Lee, actually, his dick's insured for $1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because if it's your livelihood, fuck, bro. So what surgery do they do then? Like, what are they actually doing to it?
So yeah, like they basically deglove your cock,
Yeah.
get in there, repair the tear, and then it's like 4 to 6 weeks before you can have sex again, and they give you drugs so you don't get an erection because obviously you're all stitched up inside.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Which that was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it wasn't.
I was just like, turn Instagram off. You know?
Or even
Waking up? What about just
waking up,
waking-
man?
Yeah, like I'd still feel myself getting little ones, and I'd just be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, like, because I have no control over the morning. Like, I
So
wake up and just like...
they gave me pseudoephedrine.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought pseudo was meant to be like in Bali. Pseudo. You're supposed to get it.
Apparently
like,
that's meant to stop you getting hard, but
well, that's maybe that makes sense because pseudoephedrine's a precursor drug to MDMA, and when you're on M, you're hell horny allegedly, and then sometimes you can't bar up allegedly on MDMA. So that might be,
I have that problem.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, right.
Wow,
Yeah, that's fucking...
Fuck. So they've stitched it. So what? They think they might have like.
What, even pissing?
Does it hurt?
No, so pissing was fine. I had no problem in the hospital. I could piss. That's why they wanted me to stay, to make sure. Because actually, this guy got in contact with me recently who'd done the same thing, but he must have like really damaged it. He had a catheter in for months.
Wow.
It's taken him a year, and he's only slowly just getting back into sex now.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, don't tell me that.
Some people do that, but not.
I'm glad-
Like, no choice. They just don't have sex for
Well, I was about to say, good to hear people have a choice in when they get back into sex.
Because I had never heard anyone doing this, like, ever.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's why I wanted to tell the story and get out, because I think
To
it's
help
funny. 'Cause
other men.
I find any situation fun, like the best in any situation, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, this is classic. Like, this needs to be told. Like, who has done this that you know of, you know?
Fuck. So fingers crossed next week you go back.
Yeah, go back and have a look.
And they're all good. But I would be taking it slow and steady.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be going straight back into work.
So how does the news get hold of all of this as well?
So I went to them about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's why, and to like, I've got a fuck dick.
It was basically a publicity stunt to promote OnlyFans.
Such a
Yeah.
good,
And,
so smart, man.
Yeah.
Such a good move.
Yeah, because I was like, it is hard for
No,
a
it's
male
not.
to get
No, it's not.
Yeah.
to get like a big following base or something on there. So I was like, what can I do? I was thinking about it for ages. Like, before this happened, what can I need to do something that's going to get me seen? And then when this happened, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's a good story. But also, it's probably going to help guys that if they get to that point, not to fuck around. Like, we got a lot of male listeners. If you fucking see any swelling in your dick, go to the hospital, lads.
Yeah. Well,
Go
if it
get
goes
it
black.
sorted. Yeah, if it goes black,
Yeah.
go get it sorted.
So it must be a scene though, like where everyone communicates. So would this be a thing that you've spread around the community and told everyone this is what's happened? You can't hit me up for a few weeks because I'm fucked. I'm out of action.
Did you still come after it in the scene?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you kept going and then it was no good.
So yeah, I've had heaps of people hit me up, people that I've worked with before, like, I can't wait for you to get better. And I just haven't been able to commit to booking anyone in because I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to be ready.
Yeah.
So I've had like girls want to fly over from over east and be like, can we do a scene? I'm like, of course, but I can't tell you when I'm going to be ready.
Yeah.
So
I do have a question about that, but before I do, like, you always hear about people snapping their banjo. So this is different to that.
I've heard about that heaps.
Yeah.
Never done it.
Banjo frenulum where it joins underneath on the foreskin. I'm circumcised from when I was a baby, so I haven't had to deal with it, luckily.
I kind of did snap mine because I don't have it anymore.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. So I've got some mates, I won't name names on podcast, but like woken up with like blood and handprints on the wall, and he thought like it was their period, but he snapped his frenulum and his dick was bleeding everywhere.
Thought he had his period.
No, they thought the girl.
Fuck.
But I suppose the recovery for that wouldn't be as...
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I've got a horror story. I don't think I've ever told it on the pod, so I might as well. We're sharing dick stories.
Your own one?
Yeah, man, it was fucked, bro.
Oh dear. Okay, let's go.
This was about 10 years ago, I think.
Okay.
I was in, I worked on the Greek islands. I lived in this place called Kos or Cardamina. I was the only Aussie there for a month. Made some friends that lived in Manchester and Liverpool. Went for a night out. It's called Freshers. So Freshers is when all the people start uni. The town is almost like Leavers, but for uni. So everyone goes out and gets
party
stuff. Yeah,
wild.
just party. Yeah. So I'm out partying. I pull this chick and I'm pretty fucked up. And go back to hers, and I'm rock hard, man. I'm enjoying my time, man. And I'm just doing missionary. I'm talking missionary.
I'm talking missionary.
As I'm going, my dick came out and then hit her pubic bone.
Oh.
But it wasn't like front on. It was the head of my dick and my shaft. So the head's gone in.
Yeah.
But it's hit the shaft, which made it like the skin stretch where my head joins to my shaft. And the skin in between split open.
Oh, fuck.
Right? So like where it joins, shaft, head, the connecting bit on the top. That bit, imagine your wrist, top of your wrist. Split open, man.
Fuck, that's going to be...
I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know. And because I was close to finishing, I pulled out. And then as I come on her stomach and I'm still coming after I finish. I'm like, what the fuck? I can see it's like black just dripping. I was like, what the fuck? And it keeps going. I'm like, what the fuck? Turn the light on. I'm just pumping blood from the top of my dick onto her. She's like, screaming. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Got like wrapped it up tissues. I'm like, because I'm hard, blood's flowing every time.
I've got a story for you after this too.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm like, I washed it off and then like wrapped up in tissues and literally like I flew out, I think the next day to Canada or 2 days after. And like, I couldn't, as soon as I got hard, it would almost fucking redo. So it took this is the one thing, our dicks heal really quickly. If that was anywhere else.
Not really.
Well,
I'm still waiting for mine to heal. It's been like 8 weeks.
There's no scar or anything, but like it took just under 2 weeks for it to fully heal. But that first week, man, it was like, it was so bad, man.
So you just reminded me of a story.
Yeah.
When I got out of jail, I think it was 2 weeks, I'd met this chick and obviously we were downstairs in her living room going at it on the couch and she had a dog, Staffy. So like she's on the couch, I'm like one knee on the tiles, going for it. I feel something grab me. In shock, I've jumped up. Like,
where did it grab you?
It grabbed me, right? So her dog has come in the house, hadn't seen. I'm going for it, and he's just come and latched onto my cock. Right?
Fuck.
The worst kind of doggy style.
And I didn't know. I just jumped up, and because I jumped up, right? Because I jumped up, its teeth gouged like my head. Same story as you. Hissing blood everywhere. Like I was holding it with my hand, and it was squirting through my fingers. Because I was that hard, and it was just...
Oh, man.
It looked like a murder scene. Like, all the tiles were just red of blood.
Fuck.
She's like, get upstairs in the shower. I'm just like, what the fuck? I've gone upstairs, had a shower, come back down, all the blood's been licked up. And this dog's got to go.
That's black pudding for dogs.
So, yeah, that was another trip to the hospital.
Oh, bro. What did they do?
And I'll show you that picture after.
Oh, fuck.
Did they...
just had to stay in there for 2 days because I was worried about infection, but I missed like all family Christmas. I'd just gotten out of jail. Hadn't spent a Christmas with my mum in years. She'd planned this big event.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
I had to ring her like, Mum, I'm in hospital. I can't come.
Dog
Did you
my
fuck
dick. Usually it's a dog ate my homework.
And she's just like...
I can't come to Christmas, Mum. Sorry, a dog.
My
bit
dog ate my
She
my
was
dog
just
ate my
like-
home jerk.
She was just like, only you, eh? Like,
Yeah.
how do you get into these positions?
You're like, from behind.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Oh, bro.
But
So,
yeah,
and
like,
because of infection with the dog's mouth, so they had
well,
to
they're actually pretty
monitor.
clean.
Yeah, right.
So they just like, so I had a bunch of shit injected into it and cleaned it and just had to stay there for 2 days.
You didn't have to stitch it up or anything?
Nah, nothing.
Nah, yeah. How long did it take to heal? Do you remember it being
Yeah,
pretty
not
quick?
too. Yeah,
it's
pretty quick.
weird,
Yeah.
eh?
Still a little bit of a scar there, I can see. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll show you the picture after. It's pretty funny.
Wow.
Could you
but yeah.
imagine if you were filming that for OnlyFans?
You would not be able to sell that one.
I think it'd be illegal. That'd be illegal. It'd be illegal.
Yeah, would that? Yeah.
Yeah, it would be illegal.
Well, it wouldn't be sex, would it? It'd be.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know what it would be.
Yeah.
You'd just be sex, and then fuck.
It'd be the
Dog.
bloopers.
Be a bloop. Do you have any bloopers? Do you get...
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got like heaps of videos that I've got to like cut, edit, and
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
like
Is it majority like phone portrait, or is it you landscape like for YouTube style look? Or
Now, normally, I'll just use the back camera of the phone if I'm filming myself.
yeah.
Which I don't really like doing because it's just it takes it away
Detaches.
from the,
Yeah.
I'd love to have someone there all the time.
Yeah. So would I.
I need someone on call. Hey.
Yeah. I'm sure you could find people, bro.
There's actually, like, there was one guy I was using. I've used him a few times, but now he's moved to the Gold Coast. I think there might be one other guy that does it, but I haven't used him yet.
Well, would you do something like that, Branch? On the download? He's a professional videographer.
Well,
so.
might have to call you.
We can have a chat after this.
Yeah.
I think I would definitely consider it. I'd probably try it once and then see if I like doing it, how I feel comfortable or not.
Yeah.
But, we'll chat
So
after.
you need some models to the practice.
Yeah. That's interesting that dog's mouth is so clean. I remember I got into a fight when I was 17 and the guy's tooth went through my knuckle.
Well, that's if his tooth hit your bone.
Yes, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And they reckon it was like fucking 6 more hours I could have been permanently disfigured, So
Jesus.
Yeah. They were just worried about the bacteria. So they'll like clean that, and then my tendon had snapped and recoiled. So I was like, fucking
God.
Pick my strong hands.
Do you need a fluffer?
No, I've been asked that before, but I mean,
why are you offering?
what would the fluffer actually do?
Yeah, that the chick can't, I guess.
Yeah, good point.
Because, like, say if you couldn't get it up, I mean, are you going to,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if you can't get it up with the chick, why would you be able to get it up with the other chick?
Yeah,
but I guess aren't fluffers are almost to maintain their hard-ons between scenes.
I mean, if you can't do that with the girl that you're with, then I don't see a need for
it.
it.
Actually really just made me think, why would you, if you can't get
I think
hard
it's
with
for
the girl,
scenes where there's like 4 or 5 guys while the guy's waiting to get him hard before he goes in with the chick.
I like multiple. Oh, okay.
So like if a girl's giving gobbies to 2 dudes and someone's waiting.
Okay.
Like those sort of scenes.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
So,
what
about this crossed my mind. So you said that girls fly in specifically for you, which is pretty fucking cool. First question, have you got much travel out of it? If you went over east, would you have to finance your own way there, or would they pay? Would they pay you to fly over, or would you pay your own way and then girls would work with you and you're over there?
Yeah, so if I was to go to Gold Coast, I'd fund my own way.
Yeah.
And then I would obviously line up shoots with people. Because normally whoever's organising it will normally fund it. So, I mean, when like Hayley came, she flew over, she funded everything, hotel room, camera, videographer, all that.
Yeah.
So I would have to do the same, obviously, if I went over there. But then if they're already in Perth, we would normally split the bill.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then obviously...
How do profits work? Because, say, Hayley's come over, do you get a performance fee or do you get a percentage of that
so basically
video?
you just... Because for them girls, right, they always want new talent. They always want new men to work with because it's so limited.
Yeah.
They and their subscribers want to see them with new people. So that's why they always are looking for new people. And there's like no one in Australia. There's like a handful of people that I can... Yeah. I mean, I'm slowly seeing more and more people come into it, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for them to come to Perth, it's not even feasible for them because there's no one here to work with.
Yeah.
So it's almost like... Yeah.
And what about STI checks and pregnancy checks and stuff? How does that go?
So before you shoot a video, you have to have a clean. So you're going to go do a test and you're going to show clean both parties. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So that's a lot of there's a lot of effort.
It's a job.
Is there like so you'd go like I'm going to have 3 this week, and then so I'll go get my check, and then
so like I was booked in with one, and then obviously I'd had sex with. Like just, in private life. Yeah. And she was like, no, well, that voids that test. Yeah.
So what if you shoot a scene and then the next day you have another scene?
Well, if I can prove, like if I can show her results as well when I've only filmed with that person, then that's fine. Yeah. Because like we're both clean.
Yeah. So what about, I was going to say like...
Or condoms. Would you wear condoms?
Yeah, condoms and like...
So basically if I can't provide a clean test before the shoot, then they'll say wear a condom. Yeah. But I mean, no one wants to see that.
No.
Yeah. And do you have your own preferences? Because I know, like, let's say cold sores or herpes or stuff like that's not active at the time.
Yeah, so I've had like shoots where she's cancelled and said, I've just got a cold sore. It just come up. So I was like, oh, no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Cheers for telling me.
Yeah, cool.
Because she's like, I can't be on camera, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've always thought about, just seeing like that as well.
But in a way, like the girls that do it professionally are probably cleaner than the girls on the street that you meet at the club because I mean they're getting tested every week.
Yeah,
when was your last test?
Yeah, a little while ago.
That's what I mean. Like these
Yeah.
Yeah, people in this industry are getting, and because obviously a lot of them are escorts, they have to.
Yeah.
So they're constantly getting checked.
Yeah. What about now this is what I thought, like, do girls, your normal girls, know that you do it? Is there some kind of like kink fetish there where they want to be with you rather than be like, oh no, he's an OnlyFans? Do they have that other thing where they're like, I want to fuck this guy because you've got that rep?
Yeah, so it's funny you say that because like me and my mate both started it last year. Well, like we both started an OnlyFans page each, and for him, it was the opposite. Girls were turned off, deleting him off Instagram, didn't want to know him anymore. For me,
Does he look the same as you? Has he got like tats and everything? Or is he clean?
Tats.
Yeah, right.
For me, it went opposite. I had like way more attention from females than I ever did in my life.
Yeah, right.
And from people that I've known for years, like friends, going, "Can I have a subscription?" I'm like, "Go for it." Like, I'm like, what? You want to watch? She's like, "Yeah." So it was weird. Like like people still, I think what you said is right. Like, it's that kink that I actually had like one chick go, "I love all your shit. I'm a big fan. I'll follow you." And I was like, "Oh, let's catch up." And then end up banging her. And then she was like, "Oh, I can say I was the girl that fucked the OnlyFans guy."
Yeah, the fan of the OnlyFan. That's sick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is out there. But, I mean, like I said, like, I don't think I'm any superstar. Like, I'm just confident.
Yeah.
And not scared for people to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah. Because I always think about, like, back in the day, and it's probably a young mentality, but, like, there was a dude in our high school group who literally took the virginity of every single chick in this friendship group.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck's with that, man? There's some sort of thing about girls when they see a guy that they know fucks or has fucked everyone, they almost like go, oh, I'm going to fuck him because he's done it. There's some sort of attraction to that. So I was just wondering if that flows over from
I think it's
professionalism.
because I'm so open and honest.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone knows what I do. I've got no reason to hide shit or lie about shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, everyone's banging someone, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to me, like, they know what I do, so they can't, it's never a question.
Yeah.
Because they already know. And it's like, I don't have to hide anything. I don't have to cover anything up. I don't need to,
I guess
that's a great point.
In the other way around, the girls who do the porn or the sex on
the sex
on OnlyFans and stuff, would there be stigma for them? Like, if a guy meets them, they automatically assume, oh, they just want to fuck. This is going to be easy, instead of it just being like, no, you still got to treat them like any other girl.
Good question.
Like, I never call any girl a slut. Like, I don't care if she slept with one person or a million. To me, it does not bother me because what you've done prior to me meeting you is none of my business.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be anyone's. Like,
yeah.
So
that's so true as well.
Yeah, like,
I think that's maturity.
Yeah,
like,
it is. Yeah, like if people are going to go, oh, you do OnlyFans, don't like you doing it. Like, I've seen people get with chicks, oh, delete it, you know. So well, you should support her.
Yeah.
Or like get involved, do you know?
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then don't be together. Like from the start.
Yeah.
If you don't like what someone does, don't try and change them. Like, just find someone else.
Yeah.
Like,
going on from yesterday's body positivity.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's none of your business. But it's such a good point you make, bro, is that let's say
so
I
many
meet a
people
girl,
are like so worried about what the chick has done before that person.
Yeah.
And why does that
means
matter?
Nothing. Yeah.
Like,
it honestly doesn't, because at that moment in time, you're not fucking the 95 other dudes she might have fucked.
but
It's
like,
just you two together.
Yeah.
Like in that moment and be present. Like,
and that's like, I always say that, like, when you go out and meet someone, like, everyone is fucking someone. Everyone has a fuck boy or a fuck buddy or, you know, like, every chick you meet has got someone in the background. But, I mean, who cares?
100%.
So do we.
Yeah.
Like, but it shouldn't matter. And, like,
Yeah.
you should never ask those questions. And, like, you should just go from the day you meet her and forward. Like,
yeah. Yeah. And that comes down to trust and communication and fuck, man, clip that shit.
Yeah.
That's some great knowledge.
and everyone should hear that and follow that, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's such a big thing about, that's your ego as well. Like, you meet someone, you judge them off what they've done in the past. It makes no difference until it starts to affect you going, no, you've done this to me in the past. Then yes. But until that point, fuck it, honestly, you're right, man. It doesn't actually matter.
no.
So,
Yeah.
so what about dating from it? Have you struggled to find a girl that's cool with it, or you don't want to, or you're not
I'm
too
not
fast?
even looking to date at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm so happy on my own
Yeah.
and, like, just doing my own thing.
Because we're the same age. Are you my age? Are you
35 this year.
So you're younger.
Yeah,
So
younger.
you're 1988.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, dating, and I used to be the guy that just jumped from relationship to relationship.
I
but
remember,
then, like, but then I've realised, like, that was never helping me because I was just doing it to get over the last one.
Yeah.
I was just jumping into the relationship for wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And then, so I've been single nearly 2 years now, and it's been the best time ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I've never understood the whole like relationship thing. Like obviously, like I was married, but yeah, I remember talking to a girl recently, and we matched on Tinder of all things,
Yep.
and we were chatting, and then she said, actually, I met a guy like fucking 3 days ago. He's nice. I'm going to give him a go. Like,
Yep.
if that's okay, we won't catch up first. And I was like, yeah, fuck, I don't care, man. Like, we just matched. It's all good. And then, like, 2 weeks later, she messaged saying, we're actually boyfriend and girlfriend now, so it's definitely done. And I was like, how can you, like, within a week or two, get straight into
think
a
that-
relationship?
actually, on my...
I find that for me, I'm like, fuck, take your time. Like that was like 3 or 4 days ago you met them.
Yeah, so I've got a Bumble account, and I think my bio actually says something like, I hate when people say they're looking for a relationship because it just means they'll settle for anything.
Yeah.
And they'll just jump into the first thing that comes along, and it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Because you're desperate for what? And I always ask the question, why do you want the relationship? What?
Yeah. They're trying to
What's
fill
it
a
bringing?
void that they can't fill themselves.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
big
yeah.
on believing, like, not even talking about it. And if you meet someone,
Yeah.
you vibe, and then you want to hang out with that person more.
Yeah.
I'll never ever go out looking for something.
Agree with that. Agree. Just like go with
Because
it.
you would
to
just
the flow.
go with, like, I've seen people have like 4 or 5 partners already this year. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, and this was, I spoke about this, I think even yesterday or maybe another podcast, but trying to fill that void of the loneliness just to fill it.
Yeah, you got to be happy
Instead
on your
of-
own.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
everyone should learn to just be happy on their own.
I'm
love
an
themselves
expert.
and not need anyone to
Yeah.
like comfort them. Or I mean, like I've got chicks that I go cuddle with, like that are just on the same page as me, like, and they go on dates, and I'm like, oh, how was your date? Like,
Yeah.
I've got like chicks like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and that's what I think. Yeah, because if you're making the effort to, if you're catching up with someone just to fill your own void and fill that like loneliness instead of because you actually want to hang out with that person, even if it's a fucking mate.
Yeah.
Like when I was really bad, if I was to text Delby to let's go work or let's go do something, I'm not doing it because I want to see Delby. I'm doing it because I'm fucking lonely. I need to do something. So yeah, you need to get used to being alone.
Yep.
Make yourself feel good like
make
that.
yourself
and then,
the priority first,
Yeah,
and then everything else will come.
And then it's a
Your-
bonus.
Your
yeah.
energy and everything will be better. You'll attract better people.
Exactly.
Attract what you want and not just what you seeing straight away.
Who would have thought we'd be talking like this when we talk about
But I
porn?
mean, the world's fucked. Like, so many jealous people and immature people out there these days in our age group too.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, what are you doing? Like, I see it all the time, and I don't say anything, and I don't mention shit to people because it's not my job. Like, if they ask me, then I'll say something. But I'm just like, man, like, what are you doing? Like, and then like seeing people stuck in a relationship,
Oh, that I find that almost
and like,
worse.
they're just for years, and they're just like leave.
Yeah, because they got safe. They're just safe, and they're scared of being on their own, and they know it's not right, but they do exactly what you said, which is settle.
You probably also get stuck in that that mindset of like, am I just looking for the grass is greener on the other side? And you sort of second guessing yourself. Oh, I'm not happy. Yeah, well, fuck, maybe the grass isn't greener.
Yeah.
I think that would also contribute to the lack of jumping out of a relationship. But
I don't know why, but I think we spoke about this with Chelsea. I used to think that girls settled more than guys, but I actually think it's 50-50. Guys settle because they're safe.
A big thing now, I reckon, and I've seen it a lot, girls, it's a statement thing now. Partners are becoming a statement piece, and it's not real love. Like, if you don't drive a nice car or earn money or buy her a handbag, she's not gonna, like, I feel like a lot of girls aren't going to be with that person because, she gets all that.
Yeah.
Or, so, like, relationships are becoming more of a, who are you with?
Yeah, the Kardashian effect.
Yeah, not like, I'm happy for you and your partner. It's just like, he's got nothing going on. But, it's...
yeah, and that's not to say it's everyone, but at the same time, like the ones that are like that, you know that's through fucking social media and seeing the best part of their life of that person and them saying I want that. They're not seeing them fucking throwing up on the weekend after having a few drinks, or fucking they're waking up looking like shit, or arguing over a fucking kettle fucking boiling too loud or something stupid like that.
Where's
the
kettlebell gone?
Yeah, exactly. So you're not seeing those the shitty parts of someone else's relationship and life.
And then you've got the other people that constantly tell you how shit their relationship is. And then you will leave, and then they just go back. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
So like the ones that bring it,
the ones
that bring it on you all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. People love complaining and they don't like taking action.
Yeah.
Like if it's, people love a whinge. So they'll whinge at, why don't you try this, this, and this? No, man, I can't do that because of this, because of this, because of this. So it's like, well, fuck.
Coming up with the reasons. Who talked about that the other day? We literally had someone talk about that the other day. Yeah, but there's always a reason for you to not do something.
I know who it was, but I'll tell you off the pod.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Even the whole thing of being on your own or being cool by yourself. Now, this probably sounds depressing and loserish to people listening. If I want to go out, right, the only reason people go out, like have friends around, is so they can go out. Once you're out, you do what you want anyway.
Yeah.
I wanted to go out Sunday after a wedding. I had no mates that was keen. It was Sunday night.
Yeah. I didn't even have Scotty and I wasn't keen.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, all that is about is like, I love the banter for pre-drinks. Once I'm out, I just do my own thing.
Yeah.
So I just went out by myself, bro. I was like,
did you?
Yeah. And after the wedding, I was like, I'm going out. I just went down to Scarborough by myself because you always guaranteed to
Pretty
bump
sure I
into
saw
someone.
your last break at the
Fuck, bro. I was hammered, man. That was a huge night.
Yeah.
That was huge. I had fun, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you do?
I just went out and then I bumped into one of Mac Shane's friends and my friends, Simon Defier. He's the DJ.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're going to this drum and bass event at Gay Shit. Do you want to go? I was like, I've always said I want to say yes to more shit this year that I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, sick. I'm going to go. So my night just went from that to going to some crazy drum and bass event. And then after about 20 minutes, I was done. So I was like, went home. But like being able to be cool in your own company, it would, if I wasn't all right with that, I would have just gone home and just been on my own, like fucking bored, when what I really wanted to do was go out. I didn't need to drag somebody that didn't want to go out just because I needed their company to come out with me.
That's incredible because
I love seeing you when you're out, man. You're always surrounded by fucking good people, hot chicks.
I love solo travel because I find talking to people so easy. Traveling, I find that so easy. Better going to a pub on a Sunday night.
I love Sundays.
You bump into. I love Sundays, but like you bump into people, so that's good. But if you were just by yourself, what are you going to do? Just meet people?
I can go out by myself all the time. Like we transition in Broome for work.
Yeah.
So we stay there the night. I go out all the time by myself. I go down to Matzo's by myself. I end up like just chatting with people and partying with people. And
speaking of which, you should come to Sunday Singles.
When's that?
This Sunday at 2 o'clock.
I think I'm going to Rottnest this Sunday.
Yeah, well, or whenever. There's a few.
Is it every second Sunday?
It'd be perfect, man. I think it's almost every second Sunday, yeah.
Right,
mate, you'd love it. And
well, I'm home for another 2-3 weekends, so I'll get one in.
Yeah, it's definitely, it'd be a good time, and you can use the clips, because I'll definitely clip you up if I get you up on stage. You can use the clips for OnlyFans.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Do you, unless you've got something else to chat about, do you have anything to plug or like your OnlyFans?
I got a few listener
Oh, you got
questions.
some listener questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Did you put anything up on the story?
No.
No.
I put something up and nothing. No one.
No one hit up?
No.
Okay. So I've got hit me with your best shot. So top 3 myths about the industry. Like, are all the girls on drugs? Is drug use rife?
Oh, actually, I was really interested to hear
top
that.
3 myths about.
I've always had a drink with the chicks when I've been there, because obviously a lot of it's in hotels. There's always like a bottle of wine or something. So I'll have like wine or champagne. I haven't seen druggies because they're working all day. So I mean, and if they are, they're doing it out of my sight anyway.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll just rock up for a job and then I'm out, and then someone else is coming.
Yeah.
So no, a lot of it they're pretty professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that dispels the myth earlier on that guys, like you're saying, like you might come in 60 seconds. You're not fucking for that whole time every single clip. So you don't have to last and be a superhero. Then you re-edit it around it.
I've had videos where we've used fake cum.
Yeah. What?
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So
how does that work? How does that work? I didn't even know that was a thing.
So you can buy it and it stinks. It smells like fucking cum too. It's horrible. So yeah, like say like you're doing multiple shoots in a day, or and you've just got nothing left in the tank. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to use fake cum, and
Yeah.
it's like it'll be just a scene where I think I've used it. We've already had it, like say in her pussy, the fake cum, and
Yeah.
I'm pretending to fuck her from behind,
Ah.
and I'm not actually even in her.
Yeah.
just pretending, and then do the like a pretend blowjob scene, and then you can't actually see my cock in any of it, and then she'll just like pull it around and make it look like.
Ah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's
Like a cream pie.
Have you found
Basically,
any? Have you found anything that makes you have bigger loads? This is my own question.
No, I've never.
I heard celery was meant to be good, or
No, I've never even looked
Not
into
looked
that
at
or
it?
tried it. No.
nah. Any other myths? That's a good one. Any other myths or common
Fake cum's
misconceptions?
probably like the most common one used. But yeah, no, don't think so. There is a lot of like fake sex, like I just said. Like I've done scenes where I'm not even in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it just looks like we're.
Good editing.
yeah.
Have you ever heard any fake news about yourself? Like any rumors about yourself that you were like, what the fuck? That's not true.
Nah, because I pretty much tell everything myself anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if I haven't said it,
Yeah.
like because I come out with everything, and
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
everyone everything. So
Yeah,
I
when
mean,
you're that open, it's
Yeah.
hard to find. Yeah.
This is from a friend of mine who actually did sex studies at uni. What impact has it had on your expectations and experiences in real life intimacy and relationships?
Yeah, this is a good one. So, obviously, I've always been into porn and sex, and so I say when you'll meet someone, like you don't expect them to do everything you watch,
Yeah.
but like it is sunk in. Like if
Yeah.
you've watched so much of it and you're in that industry, like
Yeah.
I want to do all those things with you,
Yeah.
and they might not particularly be into it.
Yeah.
So, and then they'll get like their back up, and go, no, well, you just want to. I'm not a fucking piece of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, like it definitely has changed because I suppose it's made me more sexual. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess
I think it's kind of cool because if you do have a girl, eventually get a girl, like if that's what happens, you can act out whatever the fantasy is that on your OnlyFans, and you can satisfy yourself there, but just not with the partner. But it sucks because you want that intimacy and that
I
sexuality.
mean, and I'm into like a lot of kinks and a lot of shit. So like, I want to be able to do that with my partner,
Yeah.
if anyone.
Yeah.
Like not the girls that I work with because
yeah.
because on the
that's for
broad
work.
on the
Yeah.
broad masses, it's not great, is it? Like it raises expectations for what
it
you
does.
porn
like,
in general.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
porn
like,
itself. Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, you start to think that every girl's a porn star. Or like you can treat them like one, or you can do anal with every chick. Like
Yeah.
not every chick's going to be into that.
Yeah.
Well, even more to that, like you find it hard to like fucking come.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
because
you've watched so much.
You've
and
watched so much. You're
you know what you're
desensitized.
into.
This isn't
And it's-
exciting me as much as what I see on a fucking screen. So like it's
And it's
then
unrealistic.
It would 100% like subconsciously change your perspective on women and that. And I think you see a lot of people coming out nowadays saying like, don't watch porn, or like read a book and try not to watch porn, try not to masturbate, trying to bring you back.
Use your
down.
memory back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah, it's and also I think unrealistic expectations is something I've grown to figure out, which is good. Like porn set this unrealistic expectation where you're supposed to be a stud that lasts fucking ages, but reality is sex lasts like 5 to 10 minutes, man. If I'm intimate and I'm into it, I don't want to keep putting off coming just because I've seen it done that way. I think like your partner, whoever you're with, would appreciate if you're there, you're present, you're intimate, and it's fucking hot and heavy, and it only lasts 7 minutes. I reckon that's better than 20 minutes of stale.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the
stop-start.
common
I think-
feedback anyway,
I think
isn't
a
it?
lot of girls get over it too. Like,
Yeah.
and I think, I mean, if you come quick, I think half the girls might go, oh, he's a shit root, but then the other half like, well, I made him,
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
so that's hot.
Yeah.
Turn on.
And
But
also, if
that
they're
all
going to
depends
go
on the
around and be
woman
like,
too.
oh, he came quick, it's like, that's not an insult, bro.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
what's-
I was into you and I was horny. It's like,
Yeah, and what's quick? Like what, 30 seconds or fucking like 10 minutes? 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I had this one chick, like I banged her, and then I was out with her friend, and then in the morning she was like, she messaged her friend saying, oh, did you bang Liam? And she just put like a smiley face back. She goes, he's a good root, eh? And I lasted a minute. And I was just like, that was the worst root ever. And like, she's like talking me up
That's
to her
wicked.
friend. And I was like, that was the worst performance ever.
that's
Yeah.
hell good. She had your back.
Yeah.
She had your sack. That's
Yeah,
great. What mind tricks do you have to do to come or not to come? So we kind of covered that just there.
I think I just mind tricks. Yeah, I don't really think about. Yeah, because I like to be into it. I like to be.
Yeah. So if you're ready to go, you're ready to go.
Yeah, and then basically we'll have to say, we'll have to do the finishing scene and we'll come back.
Yeah. Cool.
I also think, like, from my own experience, the more you're in your own head, the more if you're like, fuck, I hope I can bar up, or like, man, I need to stay hard. As soon as you start having those thoughts.
Yeah.
I did not have a problem barring up.
Yeah.
Like, and not in a good way.
After bevies?
No, just fucking, like, I'll walk past the wrong person at a nightclub and fucking be like, shit, this is a problem.
Those Thailand trips, eh?
Yeah, oh, fuck, yeah.
From my brother, when did he realise his cock was big enough for the job?
Yeah, I've had no complaints. No one's ever said it. I mean, yeah, everyone's gone.
Even if it wasn't, like,
Yeah,
I
mean,
feel
I
like
don't
you're
think size
confident
is-
enough.
Yeah.
Like, you don't give a fuck.
I'm not huge.
Yeah.
Like nowhere near it. But I'm just confident, and
Yeah.
I don't care who's watching, and I think, like anyone can do it. Like,
Fucking Liam's living our fucking no ego dream, man. Like, full drop of ego.
Yeah.
All right, sick. So we'll probably wrap up there. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or a
plug.
message or plug, literally?
Literally
No,
plug.
well, I mean,
Your
I
OnlyFans?
hope more guys get into it, actually, because it's self-confidence as well.
Yeah.
So, like, it'll make you feel better if you can get up there and do it. Like, I reckon it's great, and more people should do it.
Wait, if people want to find you, what's your OnlyFans?
So I think you can go there on my Instagram page, and there'll be a link to it. I'm pretty sure it's just Liam.Ellis.
Cool. Liam.Ellis.
But if you go on my Instagram,
Does Instagram keep trying to block stuff like that? Do your OnlyFans
Yeah,
links?
well, I mean,
or-
I got deleted off there last year.
Yeah.
but
Because you're plugging that stuff?
No, I was posting some pretty like full-on stuff, and
Okay.
people. I don't know if it was people reporting it or if they were picking up on it.
Yeah. Usually it's fucking Karen's reporting shit.
Yeah, and so I've tried to like limit. I've got like one account, and then I've got only names,
Yeah, nice.
which I just try and limit what I post now. So
Yeah,
because they're getting strict.
OnlyFans girl I met over in Thailand actually while I was traveling, and I see some of her stuff, and she's very tactful for how she like what she puts up, and it's very it's provocative. It gets you like wanting more almost, I guess.
It's called marketing, bro.
Marketing.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously within the guidelines that you can do.
If
on
any
social media.
OnlyFans girls want to sponsor this podcast, we're looking for sponsors, bro.
So I lack on the social media side of things. I'm like, it's hard enough keeping up with Instagram, but then there's all like Twitter, Reddit, all these other ones. You've got to be like constantly.
What have you found as your best source, like for finding new people? Do you track
news.
that at all? Did you see a spike after the news stuff?
Like it went straight up, and because obviously it went worldwide. It was even on Saturday Night Live.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not see that?
Nah.
Oh,
What
I'll
the
show you
fuck?
after. Yeah. And, like, I had mates in Colombia ringing me, going, "Bro, you're on the news here." Like,
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was just went viral. Like Fox News, Daily Mail, like everything.
I saw the Daily Mail. I didn't realise you're on Saturday Night Live, bro.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Fucking, that's every comedian's dream.
It was just like a little. it was
Delby,
like a
you just
little
got to
skit.
break your dick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck.
So do you track other sources though? Like, do you treat it like a business, or you just like as soon as they're on OnlyFans, it's like whatever?
Yeah, I just kind of let it do its own thing. Because obviously I'm still working away month on, month off. So when I'm out there, I'm pretty not active at all on it.
Yeah.
And then I get home, and then I'm still like living a life here. I'm building a house at the moment. So
Yeah.
it's like trying to juggle
Everything.
normal day life with this as well is pretty hard.
Yeah.
And then my biggest problem is like with girls that want to film here, is I'm living with a mate, his missus, and their 2 kids at the moment while my house is getting built. So I can't
Well, do you want to use this studio?
film. Well, yeah, it looks nice. Casting couch there.
Yeah. We literally we'll have a talk.
And
after.
then like the girls that want to film too, they're in the same position. Like I'm free during the week when I'm home.
yeah.
And they're all at work.
Yeah.
And then they can't film at theirs either.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm not going to hire hotel rooms every time for like 1-2 hours here.
I think we might have found a niche, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it is difficult at the moment. Maybe once my house is built, it'll be a bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then going on tour is going to be the next, I think, step. Going like down the Gold Coast and the East Coast for a while, because there's so many people on the Gold Coast that are keen to work.
Yeah. Well, if you go over, let us know, because I'll try to get some gigs in.
Yep.
Like I was supposed to go to Brisbane on April 30th, but I pushed it back. So if I'd love to go with a mate over.
Yeah,
like,
sweet.
that'd be sick. Just you go fuck and I'll go gig.
Got me a fluffer.
Fuckles and chuckles.
Oh, fuck. Mate, but yeah, that's fucking, pretty eye-opening, a couple of those stories.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it's been fun, eh?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Thanks for having me on.
Sweet, bro. The upcoming Exmouth people. We got show April 18th, 19th for the Lunar Eclipse at Coral Bay. So if you're a new listener, we're going to be in Exmouth and Coral Bay doing some stand-up and freestyle. And Teacher Comedy Night is in just under 2 weeks, April 12th. Use code EARLYBIRD. I still think it's available for a bit of a cheaper ticket. So Branchy will be doing 5 minutes. Adam Gray's going to do 5. The King Cole Legacy, and I'll be hosting. So
Sick.
Fucking slag.
Fucking slag.
Anything that you need to plug?
Nope. B32 Media. Hit me up. Videography if you want it.
Legit. Liam's
Look
just
at
taking
that,
down. All right, cheers, bro.
Sick.
Peace.